Only that it didn't drop the upload speed for so long that it caused the stream to just end on YouTube's end. Because man, they don't give you much time. Yeah, it stops transmitting and they go, "Oh, I guess you're not here anymore. Bye."
Yeah. I think they used to have a more generous timeline on it, back when they first started doing live streams. But I think it kind of became one of those things where so many people are using the infrastructure. If they find a split second to boot somebody, they're going to do it.
All right, let's get reconnected. Yeah, this will save me a walk back to the base. Yeah, I almost thought about jumping into Nightingale this evening, but I didn't know if I'd have anybody that wanted to join me on that. So
yeah, I'd have to reinstall it.
Like I said, I have seen a lot of changes in it. Back from my experience with it, and my experience was, over a year ago when it first came out.
Yep.
The thing that I think I got the most frustrated about with it is that when you got to the end of the content in Nightingale, there was stuff that you needed to be able to make and whatnot, and all you could do is farm the boss creatures because they're the only thing that would drop the stuff.
Yeah, that can get a little boring and frustrating just doing that over and over.
Yeah, well, and it would put you with random groups of people, and so they'd run around looting stuff and whatnot. And so for a person that had never played or never encountered the little maze and whatnot before, everybody's running around grabbing all the good stuff and whatnot, and you're just standing there going, what's happening?
Yeah, that's not a great design there.
So
I mean, it's one of those things I understand from the MMO days of that kind of stuff happening, but still, you're not an MMO. You shouldn't be having some of those issues.
Let's put these in here. Let's throw those in there. Throw this in here. What do I need to be able to make some more massive chests?
I think we were mostly short of nails and planks. We had planks, but we were short on nails, and we didn't have any wood to make more planks.
Well, we should have plenty of planks. I've got a box almost completely full of them.
Yeah, 'cause I think when I looked at it, we only had like 120, and each box took like 40. But we only had like 12 nails.
Oh, nails are easy.
Oh yeah, they are. I was actually going to make a couple, but I got squirreled by something.
But, well, I mean, the other thing is to make sure that when we do it, that we have the necessities to make it into a magic chest. Oh, yeah, we've got 340 nails in here.
Nice.
Throw that in there, throw that in there. Get this crap out of my pockets. Okay. see. Where are you at?
I'm just chopping down trees near the starter zone tower.
I got you. Oh yeah, up near where I was chopping stuff down. Yep. But I'm thinking there was something else we needed. Shroud Nexus, Enshrouded Oil. Okay, so we have enough Enshrouded Oil to make 5 huge chests. So, okay, yeah. 5.
Measure
5.
twice, cut once.
Okay, it's gonna be time to start swapping out some boxes too. Where's my fancy, is it the fancy wood? No, fancy stone? I think it's fancy stone is what I'm looking for. I know I had some. Then again, Tundra may have used them all, building his thing over there. That's refined. I don't want refined. That's going to be the first box we replace. It's the one with the bricks in it. The building blocks.
Yeah, yeah.
So that we can move all the building blocks over into one spot.
Yeah, they're kind of everywhere because we filled up the one box and then we had more.
Yeah. Highly polished. Desert. More roof tiles. City wall. Refined. Regular. Hell, can I? Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. You gotta clear the storage out before I can pick it up. Oh, but I can take all that. Yeah, I've got room in my inventory. Okay, box for the building blocks has been replaced. Oh wait, no, I want to keep that in my pocket. Hey, Dreadnought, what's going on, brother? Yeah, no. And Monday nights seem to be the absolute worst for that. Alright, and all of our... Hold on, before I say that, double check these boxes. Nope, I found some more. Okay, now I can say it. All of our building blocks have all been consolidated to their one chest.
Nice.
Alright. What's he want for his Enshrouded? Well, I remember it was a pain in the butt. I don't know what we're missing. Sulfur, brittle shroud flakes, coal powder, shroud particles. I'm not sure what's missing. Actually, maybe I should do that. That's not a good idea. back here and double check. Okay. Shroud particles. We've got the little shroud flakes. Shroud cores. Clear glands. It's supposed to remind you of a bank vault. That was the idea behind it. First, I should be able to do that.
I just got kicked to the main menu.
Oh, yeah, see, I've been having that happen too, but I've been noticing when it happens for me, though, I'm having a bad connection on Discord and a bad connection on my stream. Hey, Lewis.
Yeah. I've had some pretty good weather today, and being on satellite internet means that's usually a pretty big factor.
I got you. Wait a minute. I didn't... Something didn't make it over. Well... Alright, so there's going to be 2 boxes.
Would you mind if I go get the well blocks? I'm just going to try to avoid everything on over there.
Where are those at?
They're in the Kindle Waste, north of the Ancient Spire, at the Elixir Well there.
Hmm. Oh, they're in the elixir well?
I don't know if they're in it or if they're up on top around it.
I thought we already had
They're,
those.
they're one of the blocks that I've known about because you do have a quest for them, but
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never actually done it.
Well, I'll go do it with you. Just give me a second. I'm
Oh,
trying to
oh yeah,
trying to clean stuff up here.
no worries. Take your time.
Trying to clean up our mess. And I need to grab a smoke real quick. But alright, we'll stick that in there for now. I'm gonna stick the huge magic chest inside the huge magic chest.
Yeah, they're magic, so it fits.
But no, I just you won't be able to see it right now because I know you're probably already traveling over there. But I just took a box, one of the massive boxes, and took all the crafting materials that we get out of the shroud and shoved it all into one shroud box. But it looks like we're going to have a second box. So the box right next to it is empty, so we can use that as additional shroud materials.
Yeah, they definitely did up the amount of stuff you have to get in the shroud.
Which is nice.
As long as they don't go too crazy with it.
Hey, I like that because the shroud is supposed to be the one of the major things of the story. I mean, that's the whole reason this is going on. The only thing I don't like, and I kind of wish that we could do this, we're supposed to be fighting against the shroud. We're supposed to be fighting back against the shroud. And I kind of wish that there's some regions in the shroud where, it'd be kind of cool that we could put down a flame altar, and the flame altar beats back. You look at your buildable zone of it, and it kind of beats back the shroud in that particular zone.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I hope they do. I don't know if they will, but I've thought about that myself. And it's like that would be an excellent way to kind of illustrate the, fire versus the fog.
Right. Well, and like trying to rebuild Longkeep, I can't rebuild certain areas because of the shroud. But if the flame altar's there and the flameborn is there, then why can't that fight back against the shroud? Make it feel like you're actually, quote unquote, accomplishing something.
Yep.
And yeah, fine, okay. So you got to tear down the altar, maybe put it down to the teleport spot or something like that. You got to tear down the altar, and the shroud fills back in.
Yep. And I feel that's something that they could probably do. Although, I mean, since they're building their own engine, they are probably working hard on other things before.
Or worse, you instead of building the shroud, or even on land. I mean, I could see this being a thing, and I don't want to suggest this to them because we've got enough stuff to do with all the quests and exploration and the building and whatnot. But and there are no actual defenses on your base. You're just building for the sake of building, really. You're building to make it look pretty, so when you're playing, you got something pretty to look at.
Yep.
But if you had to, say, at nighttime, the Fel come out, and as your flame strengthens and whatnot, you have newer Fel enemies showing up at night, and maybe they start trying to attack the flame,
Yep. Like the more dangerous areas like the Kindle Waste and the heights and that kind of stuff, you can have, if you're in the shroud, the Fel attack you. If you're outside of the shroud, the scavengers or whatever the other guys are.
Yeah, the scavengers and the wildlife.
Yep. And like you said, the more you progress, because it's one of those things where you could, toggle it on and off on the menu, but...
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would not want to be at our stage where we've taken down a Fel sickle scythe, and then, all of a sudden we get raided by a group of them. One of them is enough to handle by itself. And yes, there are areas where we're going to encounter 5 or 6 of them at a time. They not to spoil too much for you, they become a more common enemy when we get into the Alvinvale summits.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the game definitely does have that. Previous boss is now sort of a common enemy kind of thing going on.
Yeah. Except for the Thunderbrutes. You don't really ever see the Thunderbrutes as common enemies. You only find them in the wells and in a few scattered spots, but you don't really see them show up. I mean, you see them as more common enemies when you get into the Shroud in the Kindle Wastes. You see them a bit more there. But even then, they're placed sparingly.
Yeah.
And I get it, because they've got that AoE attack. And if you're getting hit by them with AoE attacks, plus you're fighting the Bulgers, plus you're fighting the Spell Sickle Scythe all at the same time, that's a losing battle.
Yep. And at that point, you're encouraging people to do the 7 days to die thing, where it's less I'm building to be creative and that kind of stuff. Now I'm just building to cheese the AI.
Right.
Yeah, cheese the AI. Jeez. Yeah.
And for me, that's not fun.
No, that's one of my biggest problems with a few games like 7 Days to Die is their smart AI solution to various things often tends to result in players just throwing their hands up and going, cheese time, because I'm not going to deal with your junk.
Yeah, well, especially if you played previously and it was a whole lot easier, then all of a sudden the difficulty level ramps up, which, I mean, they've done for this game, but they did it by altering the attacks of the enemies, altering the timing of the attacks, altering how they telegraph their attacks. I think they did a nice job with how they set all that up. Oh. I can't eat both of those? Wait a minute. Why not? Oh, where's the rest of my
they do have food categories, I've noticed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Darn, I should have eaten the other one. I need a way to purge my food. That way, if I eat something accidentally,
I want to say you can right-click on it and get rid of it. That might be Icarus, though.
Yeah, there's no... No, there's not a way for me to get rid of that. Okay. I gotta cook up a couple of foods real quick, because apparently I'm out of food. Hey, lady. I need... Which one do I want? Constitution, Shroud Protection, Constitution, Intelligence. Oh, that's a difficult well, so we're gonna go with the Intelligence. And then we're gonna go to Spiced Tea.
Stay safe, friend.
I only made one of each type of food for myself, so I'm not allowed to die. Alright, but that's got my hit points, my mana up pretty decent. I don't have any kind of I really want that dessert stomach so I can eat the spirit food as well.
Yeah.
Let's head up to the ancient spire there. But if I remember correctly, I believe the well blocks were inside that well.
Alright, now that does kind of make sense.
Alright, I'm here.
Alright. See, we're going to have to cross the shroud there, so...
I got plenty of stamina.
Yeah, I was just trying to angle it to figure out where to actually come down at. Oh yeah, that's right. This is where I harvested all the saffron in my single player. There's those underground farms over here.
at the well.
I'm going to take a small detour.
I'm not sure how I pulled that off, but... Oh, wait. There's the route. Yeah, I've become somewhat effective with my fireballs.
Yep, the mage is fun from what I remember compared to explosive guys.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had an annoying amount of deaths from the explosive critters. 3 or 4 of them burrowing up right under me.
I've dealt with the nest. Hold on. That's what I thought. There he is.
Yep, I was wondering where the big guy was.
Oh, ow. Cool. I need his ribs.
Yep.
Here, get a little bit closer to me.
There's the well box.
Alright. Loot time.
Did you already grab the ribs?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I grabbed all his loot. This all pretty well looted.
Yeah, I think this one is mostly just to get the well blocks, kill a monstrosity.
Yeah. I got rid of the archer that was trying to dink you.
Yeah, they are annoying, but thankfully he wasn't throwing those darn shrub bombs.
Yep. He was getting ready to, but then he caught a fireball to the face.
Yep. Good riddance.
Alright. I think we looted everything that's in here. Because the well
Yeah, it
blocks,
kinda looks like it.
the well blocks are your special box in this one, so.
Yep.
Alright. Make my way back home. Oh, and if you give those songs a listen, I'm not done with the musical end of it, so just give the lyrics a listen. See what you think of those.
Oh. Yeah, I saw what you sent them. I started listening to one and then I was like, wait a minute, I should just log in and play rather than scoop around.
Salvage that. I think he has a better bow already. That's a cool looking axe. Save that one to hang on a wall somewhere. So I figure in the home that's going to be the blacksmith, I'm gonna hang a bunch of weapons and stuff.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Wait, where are the ribs? Oh, okay, that's right. It's stacked. So now I have 4 ribs. Alright, so I saw we had... So what is it we're missing? Oh, I know what we're missing. Yep, because we've got that, we've got those, we've got that. We need coal powder. Alright.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So I'm going to grab 150 coal out of there. Put it in the grinder for... Alright, let's change this to coal powder. Alright. Once the coal powder's made, then we'll be able to get the enshrouded oil.
Hey, which one's That's from the Alchemist, right?
Yes. Well, it's in the alchemical laboratory.
Okay.
All right, now which one of these is the fancy stone blocks? Highly polished limestone. Fancy stone. There it is. Whoa. Where'd all of our wood planks go?
The huge blocks take, or the huge boxes take a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Man, you weren't wrong when you said that the palmwood stuff looked really good.
It
And that
does.
boreal stuff looks really good too. It's like the light version and the dark version of like awesome stuff.
Yes. Alright, I got the sawmills all making planks now. But yeah, I love the look on the palm wood. Palm wood is what I used last time for, yeah. So if you look at the way I did the warehouse, it's very similar to how I did my last warehouse. Other than the fact my last warehouse was done up in brick. And I noticed there's a building block missing that I don't have. I've got the brick timbered, but I don't have just the regular brick.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that anywhere.
And they may have removed it. I don't know. Either that or, when I last played, we found it in some weird random spot. One of those blocks that's not a quest or anything that you just come across.
Could be.
Alright. Now that I have those.
Oh yeah, I see Tundra's little house over here, yeah.
Yep.
That little house.
But it's not his house. Oh, wrong. I got distracted. Didn't pay attention to what I was doing. Let's see, control. Here we go. Yeah, that's the tavern.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's already got the.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's not finished with it, or else he's going for the real
no.
Greco-Roman style of a very open plan building.
Yeah, no, he just got started on that. Won't be able to squeeze another one in there. So we'll do that like that.
Now, by chance, you don't mean the regular stone block, do you?
No.
Okay.
No, it's called fancy.
I didn't think so.
I had to make some because they require planks.
Gotcha.
But see, now I added in some more vault slots.
Yeah, I have to test all the building blocks to find out which one I'm going to use for the floor, because I think so far I found very few floorings that I actually like. The walls can look really good, but the flooring really throws me off on a lot of it.
Mm.
I'm one of those people. It's like if it's not flat, even looking, it just drives me bonkers.
I like the
So
highly.
a lot of the stone work.
I like the highly polished stone.
Yes, that looks good.
Yeah, that's what we have in here.
Yep.
But then I want to get some of the red marble stuff because I want to take out some specific spots in here and throw in the little red marble things to do like a design in here.
Oh yeah. Well, I do know where the red marble blocks are found. You know, to start making them.
I think we've already got those
That is
unlocked.
it's the Revelwood Hollow Halls. It's where you unlock them.
Okay, so yeah, we don't have those unlocked yet then.
No.
That's
We
okay.
do have red marble pieces, but not the actual blocks to make.
Yeah. No, I remember the Revelwood Hollowed Halls because that thing turned into a farm for me for bones for my arrows for my archer.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That says I can squeeze one more in there. Okay. Let's see. That is gonna run. That is gonna run really, really tight, but okay. Oh no, that will. Yeah, that's gonna come out. Lines right up with the edge. Okay. Well, that's got us a really nice looking vault in here. Now it's just going to be a matter of upgrading all these to the massive chests. And then, once we have these all upgraded to the massive chests, then we'll organize them.
Yep.
Because organization is going to be a heck of a lot easier once they're all massive.
Yeah, we don't have to continuously shove things into tiny chests and hope it works out.
Mm-hmm. Well, it also makes it where we can glance at a chest and go, okay, what is it we're running low on? You know? But yet then we find out that it's in like 6 different chests.
Yep. And that's been a ongoing issue with all the 16 and 20 slot ones.
All right. All right. Back to the build. So now we need to work on. What do you want?
Yoo-hoo! Make yourself at home.
Sure thing.
Watch out for splinters.
He said we should put those to use. Okay.
The wall blocks.
Yep. I'm gonna work on the interior here a little bit, but let me show you here on the exterior a spot that it'd be awesome if you'd help out with this spot here. So I'm trying to picture how to do this. So I know I've got a kind of a mental image of how I want to do it. But it's not quite lining up in my head, and I'm thinking what we're going to do. We're going to have to come over. We're going to take advantage of this line right here. Yeah, that line will line up with this. So basically, I'm looking at this build line here. See how we've got this red spot where it says you can't build past this?
Yep.
We're going to have to do the wall right here along it so that we can keep our little archer thing along with the torch. But this wall section here that we're going to put in here, that needs to be the same height as the building.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And then that's going to come to here. Now, granted, we're not at the total building height because we haven't put the walls on for the next floor. But what I was wanting to do, and this will give you the kind of image, and I'm not worried about having to carve out some of the stone and whatnot over here, Pi, but want to have that connect here to this wall piece.
Gotcha.
And then we're going to make this an entranceway.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then, you know, when we're building around, we want to be careful. I want to make sure we leave these training dummies where they're at. Because we can't build training dummies that look like those. We can build ones that look like straw, but not ones that look like these things.
Gotcha.
So I kind of want to leave some of this stuff in place. Now, granted, the busted up wagon and that kind of stuff, that doesn't have to stay. That guy can go away. And then, okay, let me get one last thought from you, because this is all part of that wall. It goes a ways. Because this has got its little turn point here, which works. But we want to extend this out a little bit farther. Basically, fill in this opening here.
Okay, yeah.
But where do we want it to connect to on the farm? And I'm thinking, you know, I wanted it to connect to like this corner on either this side or on this side, but I wanted to connect it to that corner so that your two entryways is up there, or you gotta go through the farm.
Gotcha.
So just to give you an idea where my thinking's going on this.
All right.
And all right, now I'm going to fill up our box with more of these roughly cut stone blocks. Why can't I make any more? Oh, because we ran out of stone.
Well, we can solve that, thankfully.
Alright, so yeah, I threw some more roughly cut stone blocks into storage. That way I've just got the little pile of the 240 something. That way we can access the whole thing. And yeah, see, I think this white luminescent block that we've got across the top here that's lighting up the warehouse,
Yeah.
I think it's actually detracting from the glow off the weapons that I've got hanging on the wall, on the pillars.
It could. There could definitely be a conflict with light there.
So I'm really thinking about getting rid of the white luminescent blocks in here and doing a different lighting. You know, get more of the chandeliers and whatnot to light the place. Yeah, I think that'll wind up looking nicer. And then, because I want to build a completely fresh new building on top of it, what would you think of if I took the pillars and everything that is for the warehouse and changed it out to the highly polished?
I mean, it looked fancier, that's for darn sure.
It would.
I don't think there's a problem with that.
And it'll make the warehouse look like it's the most important place in the entire. And the funny thing is that built on top of the highly polished is going to be the brick timber blocks, and then above the brick timber blocks is going to be the half timber blocks for the main building. Right, so that's my thinking. But it's one of those things of going, this is a community effort only because of a couple of reasons. One, because I like having community effort, but two, because you got to stare at this thing too. So if my idea is going to wind up making it look ugly as sin, tell me so that if you go, I don't want to have to look at that. Okay, then let's build something different.
No, I mean, from what I can see in the pillars over here, it looks pretty good. So the only thing it doesn't have is the corner accenting that the rough cut blocks do, but that's a trade-off.
No, but it comes with a nicer molding.
Yes, it does.
Because these pillars here are the highly polished. That I've got around the plane.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And then, where's that gonna go? Oh, I think I like that idea. Can I keep the sign there like that? That's not a lot of room back there. I'm pondering the equipment storage.
All right.
I think we should be okay, Dreadnought. It just dipped down a little bit. Not horrible like it did earlier. But we need a better place for equipment storage, because where it's at right now is going to be in the way of the build. Man, this building obviously had a second story to it. I don't see... I don't see how you were supposed to get into this building. Or up to the... second story. And the way the wood is there, and the way this pillar is, it's obvious that that used to have a second story. Then I love the fact that I've got you and Sam's, places right over here. And I find it so funny that the design on your buildings looks so similar, even though it's built with completely different materials. It's like it's like the Three Little Pigs,
Yeah.
Oh, and then Tunder's over there building his Greco-Roman, I guess he's the pig that built his house out of brick. Yours I worry about because these stilts, I'm not really sure how secure that is.
Oh, secure it is not.
But I'm assuming you plan on doing something for the underneath of your house too.
This is more of a temporary place until we kind of built the rest of it, and then I was going to see what I was going to do with it.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, since we've designated the area for the stables, and the wall, the main wall for this, apparently is going to connect to the tavern. That's going to be interesting. Where's my line at? There it is. Oh boy, he got right up on that line. Okay. Alright, so he already took out that one pillar there. So there's no reason for that pillar to be there. So I think we'll take out these two. Yeah, I will say Thunder's giving me just a bit of a challenge. Now that I'm looking at his build more closely, he's giving me a bit of a challenge on finishing the walls for...
You might just have to make his building part of it.
I might have to. I mean,
that wouldn't be the first time.
He does plan on being taller, so... That just means there will be a wall coming off of his building and eventually getting built into this cliffside here. Like I was saying, for a small place like this, building your flame, I would hope that even strengthening the flame would help fight back,
Yep.
some of that shroud. Did I have anything else left in my backpack that I need to get rid of? Nope. I just got that bow and that axe that I'm saving. Because I think he'll really like this antler bow. Because when the bow's fully upgraded, it's got plus 46, holy crap, plus 46 piercing armor.
Jeez, that's quite a bit.
Right? Yeah, it's going to be one of those going, oh, you have armor? Isn't that cute? this thing already finished? Oh, because I haven't. This thing finished. There we go. This is what we were waiting on. And this is going in here. Something feels off with this wall. Okay, well, let's... Yeah, we definitely get squirrel moded in this game a lot.
Yes, we do.
Oh, wrong blocks. Of course I missed. And then I screwed that up. Alright, now, I don't think we're going to put a third story on this building. Well, the third story is going to be just to put a little tower on it to put the bonfire on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't need to be a full third story. A nice little place to put a possibly like a catapult or an onager or a ballista, a couple men to stand up there, something like that, and
Right.
the rest of it can be additional battlement style thing.
So you can see where I put in the wall up here at the top. Starting to work on it.
Yep.
And I'm doing it like the rest of the building where it's got the wall two bricks thick. That way it pairs up with what's downstairs.
Yep.
I'm just debating on whether or not I need to go another. I don't think we need to go another one taller with this. But then, oh, there's an interesting question. Since putting on a second story on this thing, even though I got the stone stairs going up to it, and the stonework, the stone flooring down here makes sense because that leads outside. But you come upstairs, that almost feels like it should be wood.
Well, classically, to save weight and a few other things, wood was used for a lot of upper levels.
You know,
Not to mention, once you get the wood off the ground, you don't have to worry about water rot.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking the getting the walls up, but then the flooring here. I'm thinking we could redo that with some style of wood. I mean, we've got
Yeah.
a number of different options on wood that we can work with.
Yeah, I just thought of something crazy, but
Okay.
we could potentially do something over here where we had this initial giant massive wall section here.
Yeah.
If we want to keep this here, we could cut back this section a little bit and have the only way to get to this section by coming inside, going up, and coming back down.
Right. But I mean, that's going to go in place with that, with putting a wall here, because.
Yep. What I was thinking here is if we had like stairs, like a narrow staircase going down to meet this area, that would remove our need to have this down here. It would make this a theoretically more defensible spot because they can't get to you just by running in and then turning a, going a U-path. But that was just a thought of something to do with that giant section of wall there that we could potentially do.
Right. I'm going to put this corner piece in here, just so we have an idea on the heights. It may not be perfectly placed, but it's given us the height of that wall.
Yep. So yeah, we're definitely going to come up.
Wait a minute. I just noticed something. And I kind of like that. We could leave, instead of double thickness here, we could leave this really, really thin edge here. And
Definitely.
this thin edge would be the height of the wall down there going across. I mean, there's no jumping up on top of that thing,
No.
Instead of taking the wall all the way to the top of the building like we had talked about earlier, we could just take it up to that level. And I think that would wind up looking really nice.
Yeah.
Leaving the top of the building to kind of stand out a little bit. I think I like that idea. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I think I like that because that way it adds a little bit more, an aesthetic way to tell things apart.
Yeah, well, and it adds a little bit of depth to the building. It doesn't look like it's just a stone box.
Yeah, because stone boxes are a thing. They really are, but they are not the most aesthetically pleasing.
Oh, right. Effective, yes. But pleasing to the eye, not so much. What the hell is that? What is that? Where'd it go? There was a bug on my desk. But I couldn't tell what it was because it was all black.
That is the other problem with summer and the warmer time is you get all the bugs coming out.
Oh yeah. Well, and living in the woods and and fighting to cool the house. So I've got AC units being put in windows and all that kind of stuff. They're all getting encouraged to come into my house.
Yep.
All right, I am going to go grab a smoke real quick. Okay, yeah, I thought so. That was... I had bit down on something the other day when I was eating, and I felt like I bit down on something hard. And I thought it was, maybe a piece of bone, piece of gristle, something like that. And no, it was a piece of one of my teeth.
Yeah, that's done that more times than I care to remember, to be perfectly honest.
Well, I haven't been hygienically the best with taking care of my teeth growing up, being a smoker and everything. And lazy. Well, I say lazy. It's not so much being lazy. It's I packed my schedule, my day so full that until I'm sitting down, relaxing, streaming, and everything, nothing slows down for me. The day runs just absolutely nonstop.
Yeah, that can definitely contribute to that.
But I think that also contributes to my exhaustion. I saw a great post from Deninde, who he shows up in chat from time to time. But,
yeah, I've seen him around in a few places. Yeah.
But he and I are. It's funny. I met him through Trev. Go figure. This is a wild story. Okay, so I met him through Trev. He's been a huge supporter of Trev's channel, and he's been a great supporter of my channel. But he met me through Trev. Now Trev is in South Africa, and I'm in the Carolinas. Well, then Ninde and I got to chatting, and we found out that we live less than 30 minutes away from each other.
Yeah, go figure.
So we wound up going to have lunch together one day and everything. And then, we became friends on Facebook and that kind of stuff. But he posts up all kinds of funny stuff on Facebook. I love his posts. And one of his most recent ones said, some people wake up in the morning feeling energized and refreshed. I wake up in the morning feeling like I need a nap from the effort of getting out of the bed.
Yeah, that feels like me most days.
Yeah, he posts up some great funny stuff. There are times where I've taken things that he's posted it up on there, and I'll throw it in the Gibbs chat or somebody else's chat just because it's funny enough to share.
Yep, totally.
There's others I can't share in chat because, it requires the picture to go with it. And I'm grabbing a smoke, chat. Sorry. But yeah, and I know tonight we've been, it's 2 nights in a row that we've been focusing on rebuilding Longkeep. Now, on Wednesday, we'll probably go back to focusing on doing a little bit of adventuring and gathering materials. Speaking of which, we're going to need a crap ton of sulfur.
No, that is one I can do.
Because we have to have that for making the Enshrouded oil. And my goal is to take some of these benches that when we stockpile it, and it says it's going to take 4 to 6 hours to process, we'll load it up at the end of the stream. Dreadnought's seeking her legs. But load it up. Oh man, with the rain at nighttime. Oh, this is awesome. The glow of the fires, the glow of the light looks absolutely epic from up here. There's one flame that looks like... Ow, those are my knees. It did go out. Okay, that doesn't like sitting in fire. Or sitting in water. So then why are those... Why does that one think it's... Those have a glow to them. That one has less of a glow to it than that one does. And that one down there apparently is just completely soaked. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, I see another one that goes out in the rain. But still, the visual of the rain and everything is pretty epic looking. Oh, wow. We can actually see up into the Alvin summits and see the giant castle at the top of the Alvin summits from here right now. West Virginia? West Virginia, there are no floods in West Virginia. West Virginia is almost entirely in the mountains. And you can have some washouts and whatnot, but hey, 14 acres, 1 bedroom, 30K? Dude, the land alone. Well, okay, let's talk about the land. That land might be straight vertical. It might be 14 acres straight up.
Yeah, we had a plot of land for a while that 160 acres, but about a third of it was mountainside, and then about another quarter of it was a kind of a deeper valley-ish little deal.
Right. That's why when I saw what he posted, it's like, yeah, West Virginia, that's not bad. And then I realized, it's like, wait a minute, that could wind up being, just vertical.
Yeah.
I didn't go far enough over. So we are limited here. We're going to have to be careful with our build. So we are on the edge. Try and get right up on that. But I know I got a good friend of mine that grew up in West Virginia, so yeah, floods were not a thing for him, but acreage can be a misnomer when you're looking at that in those areas. If the land is nice and farmable, then I'd be all about it. Leave that ledge the way it is, so we can use that as a wall height going out down there. That'll look nice, because it doesn't need to come all the way to the top of this building. Yeah, I mean, your best bet there is my bet is that they might have a Comcast or a Charter or whatnot out there, but you might have to look at Skynet being in the mountains out in West Virginia. And with that kind of pricing, I'm betting it's going to be out in the mountains. Wait a minute, something don't look right. Okay, no, that's correct. All right. I don't know. I feel like this wall needs to be just a little taller. I need to get your thought on that, Pie. And the easiest way to tell what I'm talking about is you got to come to the second story inside. So when I compare it to downstairs and whatnot, I feel like this... It just feels a little short. When I'm standing down here,
I think it feels short because we're in third person.
Well, not just that, but you know, we're here in this section, okay? But then you go downstairs, and you see how big the rooms are down here?
Oh yeah, well these rooms are enormous.
Yeah, true.
I mean, we could fit probably a Cyclops in here and he'd be just at home.
But I'm thinking that to keep the aesthetic going, that maybe it needs to stick with the same sizing. You went up the wrong stairs.
Yep. I also looked at the room that's over here. that second story room in this corner
Yeah.
to see how they kind of had it at the ceiling on that. Because the second story room is definitely a lower ceiling than this room.
You're not wrong, and I'm planning on taking advantage of that. Because this room's going to wind up belonging to somebody. And then I want to do the same thing over here. So that gives me 2 people there. This gives me 2 people over here. 2 or maybe 4. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Wait a minute. Okay, so if I do this. Like that. Yeah, no, that doesn't leave enough room. Okay, well then there'll be another set of stairs over here just to really confuse everybody. Flooring there, and across to there. Oh, this will be where we put the lunar lady at. And we'll increase her wandering all the way up to 50 meters and let her just wander about.
Okay, she doesn't exactly have a job.
Right. Been trying to decide on where the barbershop's going to go. Because he's going to stay in his room. Or his, I should say, he's going to stay at his place of business. He's not going to sleep in his place of business. That's going to go there. I need some torches from the from the carpenter. Oh, I removed the carpenter's ability to wander about so that I didn't have to keep hunting for him whenever I needed to make things.
Yeah, he was a bit annoying to find.
See you later.
Well, he's the primary one that we're needing for getting our lighting and everything, so. And then, how are we looking at here? Alright, this is a temporary lighting for in here. But it's just so I can actually see what the heck I'm doing. So now this gets a doorway right there. Of course it wants to put itself in a spot that's hard for me to... Okay, cool, I lined that up. Nice. Okay. Let's go grab some wood blocks. Maybe we're just gonna go with the refined wood for now. We can... I wonder what the flooring looks like on this. Let's... Okay, we're gonna grab that just to see. Let's see. No. I will say they've done a rather good job of knowing how to set the blocks to block light.
Yeah. Nope.
There we go. All right, come take a look at what I did here and see what you think.
All right, come on.
Oh, I know. I know, Dreadnought. So, here's the two new rooms. So I set up with this room here, and then what do
Looks
you
good.
what do you think?
Yeah, these look good for rooms. And the thing is, staying in the building like this is definitely a luxury. So you're not going to complain about it.
I get that, but at the same time, each room's going to have its own design depending on who's living in it. I haven't decided who's going to be living up here. So, got the alchemist down below. Ectoplasm guy is getting stuck in the tower over the shroud. I'm thinking Lunar Lady is getting one of the rooms over here. But I want to get her one of the bigger rooms. So I'm thinking she's going to get this upstairs room up here.
Fair enough.
Which reminds me, I need to talk to her. She seems like to hang out down here. Okay. Hey, you. Why do you insist on staying in the middle of... Oh, good. We have everything we need for it.
Oh, well, what'd you make?
Awesome. I need bronze bars.
Well, we should have those, I think.
Apparently not.
Oh, this is all iron and copper. Oh, that's why we needed 10.
We've got 10. I saw that we had 10 ore when I was going through trying to sort through the boxes. I saw that we do have the 10 ore.
All right, let me switch this to bronze then.
See, when I walk up on a door handle needs to be on the right-hand side. Okay. There we go. She gets a special door for her room.
Nice.
And she'll be the only one with this door. So if you come back over here, you'll get to see the door that she's got. And then, and her room will get lit by the paper lanterns. Hey, baby, what's up? How are you? Oh? What are we winning? Oh.
The boys win, and the boys lose. The boy has to kiss a pig or a goat. A pig or a goat.
Oh.
Shave his beard and then kiss a goat or a pig.
Oh my. I'm gonna stay out of that. Petro, what's going on, brother? Oh, did you see the door that I put on her room?
Yeah, that's a nice looking door.
Yeah. And you have to go to her to construct that door. Right, I'm going to mute myself for just a second, chat. I'll be right back.
Mic off. Mic on.
Okay, I'm back. Ish.
Okay.
And so the kids are doing one of their mini vacation Bible schools that they do over the summer. And yeah, it's the whole boys versus girls donation thing, you know. And it's all about if the boys are gonna win, the girls are gonna win, you know. If the girls win, then this thing happens. If the boys win, then this other thing happens. You know. So, all right, I'm gonna grab the smoke finally. Let's see. Guessing it's very dry where you're at. No. Right next to Lake Michigan. Relative humidity getting low. Somebody has to tell me what that's like. I have no idea what relative low humidity is. That doesn't exist where I live. So for that upstairs area, I'm not thinking of full wall height higher, but maybe a half wall height higher, just to kind of give it the higher ceiling.
I mean, that worked.
And then a tower is going to go on the top of it, which is where the bonfire is going to go. Because I mean, this is as big as I want to make this building. So the farmer already has a house. All right, we got a room for the Lunar Lady. We got a room for Alchemist. Who's going to live beneath the Lunar Lady? Think we can put... We got so many people. And right now I'm just trying to deal with just the basic survivors that we've got. When Tundra finishes his place, then the extra survivors that we pick up, they get to go live in the tavern. They had to pay for the rooms, though. Well, because you got survivors that are apprentices. So apprentices, so apprentices are great for if you're going to build a second full base that's going to have its own storage, it's going to have its own people that can make the same things that your main survivors can. But you have these other survivors that are just villagers. And they do give you quests. I haven't plopped down any of them yet because I didn't have anywhere to stick them. And it's interesting that by doing this, because they want a room with a bed, with a roof over the bed. And yes, you can just slap them all into one big communal room, throw down the beds, done. You have accomplished and done the bare minimum of what they're asking for. But looking at that carpenter, I bet that guy snores like no other. Blacksmith probably does too. So I'm thinking that wherever we build the actual workshops at, they're going to have the table saws and all the forges and kilns and all that kind of stuff. I think that the carpenter and blacksmith should have rooms that are just directly above that work area.
Yep.
So they're going to go down there. So that's two. Got the farmer covered. Got the Lunar Lady covered. Got Ectoplasm guy covered. Now, who am I missing? Barber and the Huntress. Is that everybody?
The barber being himself, I imagine he's going to want the fanciest room that he can squeeze out.
Oh, absolutely.
And the bard, I have no idea where to put her.
Well, Huntress. We've got... I'll just run through my head here our people so that I can make sure we've got rooms set up for each of them. And yeah, I plan on taking his room. His room's going to wind up a little smaller, but you know how you got the fascia that you can do on rooms? Like, I had once upon a time thought about taking my privacy porch and actually enclosing it. Because originally, once upon a time, I thought about actually having a webcam so you could see my face on stream and everything. And, but I was going to do fascia on the walls that looks like it's made out of brick. You know, kind of give it that dungeon appearance. Because, well, at that point in time, I was planning on streaming tabletop games, that kind of stuff. You know, I'm streaming completely different things now. Now, granted, I still like the idea of building something like that, but I'd rather just get the house fixed. Alright, so then a little short in here. Don't think I want to stick the Huntress in here. I like this room for her. The wall's a bit taller. I'll go over here and look. This looks pretty spacious. Maybe it's because of the open floor plan type thing. So who goes in this room? Maybe we'll put the Huntress in here. Ah! Dreadnought's complaining about shacking. He says shacking doesn't work. Yeah, I mean, Dreadnought here, especially as we get deeper into the summertime, you got days where you take a shower and then you walk out your front door and you feel like you're walking through and breathing soup. Now, granted, that depends on where in the Carolinas you're at, because the Carolinas has a wide variety of... It's got a really wide variety of areas you can live in, because you got the upstate or the western North Carolina area, which gets you closer to the foothills and mountains, and then you got the Midlands, which is a bit flatter and whatnot, and then you still got the lowlands, which is your swamps and coast. So, you know, when you say getting land or getting a house in the Carolinas, I wouldn't say don't do it, but you've got lots of options to go with. Hey, hate to do it, but to use game terminology, we have lots of biomes available in the Carolinas.
Yeah, even here in Nevada, we do.
Alright, so put the Huntress there. Alright, let's go make some beds. Because I think I need to talk to the Huntress to be able to make the beds I want them to. Oh, and then where are we going to put these? Oh, these are going to go in the main house. Duh. Okay, that's easy. I know exactly how that's going to work. Okay. Oh, the bard needs a room.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe put the bard in that lower room below the Lunar
Yeah.
Lady.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. Alright, so the palmwood beds look awfully fancy and nice. The ornate wooden bed looks nice. The carpenter gets the stone bed, just because he looks.
I'm rocking a stone bed at the moment.
So he looks like the kind of guy that would sleep on a stone bed. That's just missing fabric and green fabric. Alright. This bed for the huntress. This bed for our
I'll
two
be here.
ladies. Alright, so let's grab the fabric that we had being made. So it should be done. No, it's still got another 45 minutes to go. Alright, and then go talk to the huntress. Where are you at? Okay, you. I need green fabric from. Oh, we are running low on mint mushroom meat. Okay. So, we need more mint mushroom meat.
Here's the heart.
Okay, you. Give me 2 of these.
Happy to help.
Alright, so beside the huntress is gonna live up here. So give her a nice bed. Okay. Then the bard. And this lady are gonna go here. What do you mean not enough free space? How much room does that bed want? What's in the way? Alright, put that there. Then the bard gets this bed. Alright, so now bard. Too far from spawn position. Alright. Let's too far from spawn position. What the hell? I want to check something. Too far from spawn position. Alright. Well then, let's put you like over here. Still too far? Fine, stick her there. Oh. Something's not working properly in the game.
Oh, that's never good.
Yeah, I'm gonna back out for a second and log back in. Does not let me move her spawn position. So I'm wondering if that was like a ping thing or something like that.
Could be.
That is a real big valley, Lewis. No, it's still not letting me place her. Huh. It's not letting me move their spawn positions.
That's interesting. I've never seen that. Well, maybe I have. I just don't remember. But that's a new one to me.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to move Cade much earlier. Tab. Give her a roaming range of 50 meters.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Maybe... Okay, it's going to be silly if this is the case, but... Okay, she's awake now. Now let's try it. And now I can move them. Okay. Come on, get out of bed. Don't you go back to bed. There's your new bed. Alright. And then I need the Huntress. Put her down here. I've cleared out some beds. Do I still have wood in my... I do. Yep. Well, come on. That didn't come sticking out of the building. Good.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. Working on the tower for the bone collector now. How tall should this thing be? Oh, there's a spot on the wall over there that never got fixed. And, oh, and we just got a hedgehog raid.
Nice.
Awesome. Hedgehog, how you doing, brother? Wanderer, good to see you. We have been steadily rebuilding this place. Trying to get this building that I'm standing on top of, trying to get it cleared out of occupants so we can tear it down. Now that upstairs area, we didn't leave. Well, then again, oh, no, I don't want to be in the room. Thank you so much for the raid, brother. That is, dude, that is seriously epic. This thing was all ruins, and so we're trying to use the skeleton of what was left here, the partial skeleton of what was left here of what this Longkeep used to look like. And so we've been steadily trying to rebuild it. I see what they tried doing there. You look at it from up here. That's exactly what that is. Uh-huh. Okay. I figured it out, Pi. This this pole that's in the middle of what we thought was going to be our manufacturing area, the tall pole, it's a chimney.
Hmm.
Because the middle of it's hollowed out.
Yeah, now it doesn't make sense.
I just noticed it from being up on top of that of our build that we've been doing. Mountain Passage not tonight. That'll be on Wednesday. We're saving the Mountain Passage for when we have Tundra with us. Okay. Oh yeah, man, that thing has built up quite a bit since what it looked like originally. We got ourselves a nice courtyard going on here. And this is going to become quote unquote Longkeep. There are portions of the skeleton that, even though the skeleton's there, we're just gonna tear down the skeleton because we have plans, we have ideas, we have things we want to make happen. Oh, okay. Now where are you at, and what are you gathering? What you doing? What you got?
I
What
found
you
a
got going on?
spot that is a hidden tomb, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I dug through a sandy area and then fell into it and got attacked by a bunch of skeletons.
Oh,
I will not be completing that at the moment, though. I'm digging my way out.
yeah. I mean, like I said, tonight was supposed to be a focus on just
Yeah, I'm trying to get the Radiant Paladin boot still. It's the only thing I'm missing.
Okay. Okay. You're still focused on gear. Gotcha.
Well, every once in a while I head back out. Like I just brought back a ton of sulfur.
Oh, awesome. Well, that should... Actually, let me see how we're doing our coal powder. Because that's the other project we're working on, is upgrading the warehouse. Oh, yay. We got lots of coal powder available. Alright, warehouse. And since we don't have coal powder anywhere, we just need to pick a box to stick it in right now. Here very soon we will be organizing all this. Once we can convert all these chests into these type of chests, this size storage chest. Now, Grant, if I remember correctly, there is still one more storage chest past this. So I believe there's still, because we got huge, I believe there's still the massive. How do I get the stone to do the building? Well, good question. Let me get myself out of my buildable area. So I gotta look for this yellow line. Okay. So once I'm outside of that yellow line, then I can come over to this hill or any of these other areas, and we can actually start just taking our pickaxe and mining up the stone. Then once we mine up the stone that we need, and thankfully it's not a lot you have to have. Oh, we are running low. Then we come over here to this crafting bench. And we say, alright, I want to build this style of block. And so, picking out the right kind of block for your style, for what you want to do. So, for instance, making the highly polished stone block. To make 100 of those cost me 30 stone. But it's just mining up a ton of stone with your pickaxe. Doesn't take long to do. And oh, this is our warehouse. This is, yeah, this is probably one of my big pride and joys, because all this with these chests and everything, I designed all that and put it all together. You see, we have empty slots here. We haven't made those chests yet because they're expensive. And then this luminescent block, you know what? I'm tired of talking about it. It's going. Yeah. Because it has become an eyesore for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate the LED lighting, and yes, it made everything nice and bright in here, but at the same time, it makes it where you can't really see everything. Oh, come on. And yes, I'm deleting this one block at a time. And like for the storage that we're wanting to build, Pi was gathering some sulfur for us. Now, granted, you know, typically when you remove something, you want to have something to replace it with. I don't currently have something to replace it with. But I'm getting rid of this LED strip. We will come up with a better design for the walls. And we'll throw some lighting and whatnot in here. And yes, I did, you know, originally when we all we had was a small chest, I even thought about putting in an island of storage chests in the middle of this thing. But now that we've got the bigger storage chests, it's going to be much easier to organize. And give me a second. I got to focus on this, and then I will glance at chat. Once I started this project of removing this, it had to become a thing of, we are removing this. I mean, when we were first doing this build, this was an awesome idea. But now, it just doesn't fit the aesthetic of what we're doing. Ah, okay. Oh, wait, I missed. Alright, now I can start looking at redoing things. Well, because we can make the iron... Actually, I think I've still got some in my pocket. I know I made a bunch of them. Okay, I don't have a bunch in my pocket, but I got a few. We can do this. Two. Three. Four. And then number 5. We'll save for somewhere else. And yeah, we'll add more lighting in here. We'll add some chandeliers and whatnot. And it's not a mausoleum because it's open. See? For it to be a true mausoleum, it'd have to be enclosed. But now, these weapons pop a lot better. The ones that we got sitting on the walls. And we're going to add some heads and other things in here. We also got to go through and, because we haven't gone through and done this yet, we got to go through and fix the walls through here to make it all match. And that upper floor, don't know what we're going to do with it yet. Alright, so we got most everybody moved. Alright, now back to looking at this guy's place, because I'm not giving him a lot of room. So okay. Oh, come on. off the snapping. Oh, I think I'm going to have to wind up building this thing block by block. Wait a minute. Why is that there? Because there was a whole building there. That's why. We have a building that got completely devoured by the shroud.
Well, makes sense.
Alright, Pi, let me get your thoughts on this spot. Oh, wait a second. I don't even know where you're at right now.
I'm semi-near. I'm pulling a Mixire.
Oh, are you lumberjacking or are you digging yourself a hobbit hole?
Well, if this mountain collapses, you know what happened.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're getting the stone. Gotcha.
Yep.
Now, where are we going to put... That's going to have to get expanded. Either that or... No, that's got to get expanded. Oh, man. It's one of my rear teeth that broke, as though it has a really sharp bit on it. And now whenever I swallow or anything, I can feel that tooth cutting my tongue.
Ugh, not fun.
You know, I keep this up, my tongue's going to have calluses on it. Alright, chat, I'm going to grab a smoke real quick. I'm pondering how I want to do this tower. Hey, no, we haven't finished decorating their rooms, but we gave them their beds. And even though we gave them 50 meters of wanderability, well, there's areas that they're not going to be able to wander into because it's a giant cliff. Now, one thing I do want to do is I want to block off the space that's shrouded. I mean, completely block it off. Just we're going to put a wall around it. Because there's no materials in there that we need. Not up here. You get down into the better shroud areas, quote unquote better shroud areas. then we can get materials and stuff. But this one, the only thing you're going to get out of it is mycelium. So I just want to block off that entire shrouded area. I'm just going, not my problem. But that takes me back to the whole thing of we're trying to push back the shroud. It'd be awfully nice if, and I realize it'd be a little bit of quote-unquote terraformation type process in the game, but it's all the way in the back of my mouth, though. It's really hard to get to. It's all the way in the back of my mouth. If it was one of the other teeth, then yeah, I could do that. But this one, it's just too far back to be able to try to get to. So just take a look at the tower here, because this is where we're gonna stick the Hallowed Halls dude. This is gonna be his bedroom.
Right.
I didn't plan on giving him a big bedroom because all the Hallowed Halls, basically the fossils, the Hallowed Halls, all that stuff to display, that's all going to go into the main keep. So it's going to be one of those that you go in and it's going to be well lit and be a long hallway, and you're going to have all these spoils of war. We're going to have the iron heads and all that stuff. But the tower I'm looking at is this one. But you see how this one has a little piece that juts out from it. But I'm thinking, I'm not going to worry about that piece that juts out. Or is that just leftovers from a wall? I can't tell. Oh, I know, Dreadnought. Well, and the thing is that I know that eating and whatnot, eventually it'll round off and stop being such a pain. But, you know, that's where I just do the grin and bear it thing. So, yeah, I'm giving him a fairly tiny room here, Pi.
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't need much.
Because what my plan was is that, so upstairs here we got the alchemist laboratory, right?
Yep.
And then, granted, okay, it's going to be a little bit of a walk for him. But his spawn point is going to be down here, inside this room that I built. Here, I can throw one of these up. That's the last one I had. But this is where I'm going to stick the ectoplasm thing and whatnot.
Right.
So this room down here is going to be all his Hallowed Halls, you know, crafting. And then this building here isn't nearly big enough for all the tools we got running sitting there. And I know we have to empty them before we can move them, but I think what we're gonna have to do is extend this out. We're gonna have to make this building bigger.
Makes sense.
And I think it's going to actually connect to this opening here. I want to leave the opening as much as I can, at least on this side. Yeah, of course we'll remove the scaffolding eventually. The scaffolding's been there just so that I could, actually this scaffolding can go. It was so I could get blocks put in place.
Yep.
While sitting in the shroud. But I'm thinking the top of that tower, though, I want to do something with it. And I don't know what. But we gotta do. I said we. Gotta do something with it. And I'm looking at the fact that it's got the kind of arrow slit windows all the way around it. So I want to leave those in place. Oh, that can go. Anything else in here for me to dismantle? No. Okay. That'd take a lot of whiskey. My pain tolerance is very high, but unfortunately painkillers don't really work on me. I have to take a exorbitant amount of painkillers for them to have an effect. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Okay. Oh. We could do that. That would work. Okay. I think I got the idea / solution.
All right.
And it's going to make logical sense too, as far as a defensive standpoint as well. It's not going to make sense for his bedroom being there, but as far as appearances go, it'll make sense. I think I can do this. So I have an idea now. That's what the problem was. There we go. That'll make that work. Okay, I got the start of it in place.
All right, okay.
Because, you know, we need to fill in this thing here. Get this wall going all the way across and going and doing its thing. So I needed to be able to avoid the shroud. So if I just block off that and make the wall part of this tower. See where I'm going with that?
Yep.
No, we can't get rid of the cloud, unfortunately. That's been one of the big discussions, Wanderer. Oh, a Corruptor raid. Woo! Hello, Rob. Corruptor, thank you so much, brother. Wow. Two raids in one night. Holy cow. That's amazing. Well, and I'd been debating on what I wanted to put into my a couple of my open slots, and I may bring up my old Medieval Dynasty game. But it's just I got so many games going on right now that it's I gotta be careful what I pick and choose. It is because the cloud is what we're fighting against. That shroud is what we're fighting against, and so it's something that Pi and I were talking about earlier. What we would like to see happen in the game is that if you build a flame, and hey, you know, if we build a flame down to some of the areas that's a bit stronger, maybe you gotta strengthen the flame down there to fight back the shroud. But you know, we'd like to see it where when you build this special flame, that it would help to fight the shroud. Yeah, I haven't played in a hot minute. And then we still got this to fix, because we don't want this big old pothole sitting here. You've collected so much mage gear that you've got enough to make another statue of it. Yeah, full set of archer gear. And you're working on the paladin gear. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of like the the overflow. So if anyone wants a full set of whatever,
They're not in the best spot, but it works.
it's just temporary. I was trying to clean up some of the smaller chests.
Uh-oh. Why does my laptop say it's got no internet? Oh, and now it's reconnected. Okay, that was odd. Okay. Alright, we've got some people moved. We don't have everybody moved yet, though.
All right, I do have to end a little bit early today. I've got about another 15 minutes.
Okay.
If you need some resources, what should I go grab?
Oh crap. You'd ask me that now.
I
Actually,
grabbed stone, sulfur.
let me check something. Where's the carpenter? I'm checking the supplies on honestly, I'd say iron.
I can do that. I know a spot for it. So
Yeah, I'd say iron. We need goo. Alright.
The craft takes time. Rest up.
What do I need for goo? I need to go get some of
Grab
the
mushroom.
I need to go get some of the alchemist goo. That just sounds horrible.
it sounds worse when you make you reveal it's made from a certain turgid thing.
Oh, no, not iron.
Tin.
Shroud mushrooms.
Shroud mushrooms I can also.
Yeah, shroud mushrooms. That's... Oh, and I can make the eternal light burst now. So, it doesn't do a lot of damage. Oh. Oh, you and Tundra would very much appreciate this. I could use this and become a menace in combat. So, eternal spell is imbued with the power of light. When cast, a bright burst of radiance flashes before you and pushes back enemies. Additionally, this spell increases the stun bar of shrouded enemies based on your intelligence attribute.
Very nice.
Does this have anything that we're running low on? No. Okay. Then I'll go ahead and grab that. Chamomile tea. Oh wow, we're out of Mist of a Fell Sickle Scythe. I'm looking at my eternal spells that I can grab.
Yep.
More specifically, I'm looking at the eternal healing spells that I can grab.
May the flame guide your way.
Well, looks like we ran out of Mist of the Fell Sickle Scythe. And honestly, because I do have work tomorrow and everything, I may be wrapping up shortly after you bail, because I mean it's 10:30, so
Yeah.
not much else. Not gonna get much else done. But progress has definitely been made. Well, rebuilding this place, this is as I pointed out a few times, this is a massive undertaking. Now, granted, that spot right there that I'm looking at, chat, what I'm going to try doing, I'm going to try taking advantage of the way that the mist from the shroud looks. I'm going to try to build over top of it just enough to where the mist is going to come up through the floor. And make something that looks like a sauna. So I have a plan for that particular shroud spot there because it's small, and so I have a thing I want to do with that. And honestly, now that I think about it, I'm gonna have to wait on Tundra, so I'm gonna give him a temporary room somewhere. But the barber, you know what? He should go in that tavern.
Yeah.
He should get one of the rooms in that tavern because that's a fancy, nice place and whatnot. And probably put the bard over there too. So barber and bard, the bees, go over there. Which leaves us with breaking my ankles. Okay, that's the barber. That's the carpenter. That's the shrouded. Oswald. Okay, cool. So, bard, barber, and then the blacksmith and the carpenter. That's what we have left. And then we can tear down this whole place and build something nice here. Yes, back in the day, barbers were also surgeons, especially during the, weirdly enough, it's like we had this weird reversion on technology, but especially during the Wild West era in the U.S., barbers were surgeons. When you look at the Industrial Revolution and whatnot, not so much when you got to Europe, but you did encounter it quite a bit in the U.S. In Europe, surgeons were surgeons. And even when you go even further back in time, surgeons were surgeons, barbers were barbers. But when you got to the frontiers, then barbers really worked as surgeons. Because they just happen to be really good with a blade. Because, I mean, it is a man that you trusted to have a straight razor at your neck to shave you. So that man had to have a delicate touch to make sure that when the shaving was done, that he didn't accidentally, oops! Or was it an accident? Only Pi knows the answer to that.
Yeah. Considering the beard on my face, I never trusted a barber.
Yeah, I'm actually rather excited because I'm gonna go. It's so strange to say this out loud as a man, but I'm gonna go get myself pampered. Ladies, they've got their salons, they got their nail salons, they got their hairstylists and all that kind of stuff. Guys, we don't have that kind of stuff. But just recently, we had a place open up called the Brass Beard Barbershop. And it is a full male care salon type of thing. So it's all the hot towel, and they use a straight razor, shave you, and style your beard for you, and use all the different lotions and whatnot. So I'm curious to see what that's like. No, you don't get your nails done too. It's just the beard. Well, and Dreadnought, no one else may have shaved you, but I'm sure you've been cut deep a few times. Alright, chat, I'm grabbing a smoke real quick. And then, I think we're getting close to time to look at wrapping it up tonight. Tomorrow night, hopefully I've still got some hedgehog peeps in here. Tomorrow night we'll be on Foundry. Time to get back into the mix of building all of our robots and everything else and getting all of our different factories going. So being very frustrated because we had to run stupidly long conveyors. But once we get the construction thing going, then we'll be able to get to the next research thing. Then we'll get us our cargo planes and the cargo drones. Then we no longer worry about, do we have a resource? We just go, bring me this resource. Now, I imagine when they do the update on Boundary, and they bring in the trains, that we're going to have to do a full restart again. Because that's going to be a massive change to the game. I was a little torn as to what I was going to be playing tonight, Pi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Well, cause I just wasn't feeling Icarus. And so I was like, okay, what do I want to jump into? And then my brain just kind of went, you're still trying to build Longkeep. And I went, I guess we're going to go back to working on Longkeep.
Well, yeah.
It's a process, takes time, and then it's a lot of looking at the area and thinking about how do we want to build this? And now that I've thought about this and building that sauna idea, I think that this warehouse, this space between the warehouse and this shrouded area, I think it's going to wind up with a roof going over it. But then I want to build walls to basically enclose the shroud.
Makes sense.
Oh, and it's time.
Yep.
The well's gone. See?
Indeed, it's gone.
It's gone.
Now we need to dig down and, retrieve all the wishes.
Well, because I was able to build the advanced water wells, I've got those all sitting over here at the farm now, which is where they need to be anyways.
Yep.
There was no need for that to still be there. Oh. How far along are we on this? It still has another 30 minutes. Oh. Oh dear God. I didn't realize that's what I did. Okay. You want to help me out with this before you leave?
What's up?
Apparently I made... remember I complained about not having the plaque seedlings?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look in the seedlings box.
Yeah, just a few of them.
Right? So, let's go ahead and get the field plan. And then we'll call that in the night. So I figure you start on the other side, I'll start on this side. And, yeah, and we'll meet in the middle. Now, if I remember correctly, this field will hold a little over 300 plaques in it. So, sorry about this, chat, but flax is needed. Because we need a lot of cloth. We get that from linen, and the linen we get from the plaques. So it's a plant in the field. Well, I was disappointed at the start of the stream when I found that we didn't have any plaque seedlings at all. Now we have a lot. Oh, and Dreadnought, if you have a few minutes, since I'm wrapping up a little earlier, I want to see if you got time to jump into voice after the stream. Oh, I ran out. Give me a second. I'll glance at chat in just a second. I'm focusing on making sure I put my plants where they belong. And if I was using a bit more of a circuitous route on his planting, and
Yep.
go ahead. Hey, we still used up most of the seedlings that were in there.
Yep. All right, so that is it for me.
But yeah, we gotta make some chamomile tea. I'll worry about some of this other farming and stuff later. But yeah, chat. I think this is gonna be where we're gonna call it a night. For the night. Tomorrow we'll be playing some Foundry. Pi, thank you so much for joining me, brother.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate you always.
Have a good.
Hey, and we've gotten a bit farther with Longkeep. And this is definitely a work in progress. So, all right, buddy. I'll catch you on the next one.
Yep, indeed. Take care. Have a good
Chat. I'll see y'all next time. However, let's take a look. Let's see who's on. This was wrapping a little earlier than normal. Might have some extra options. Let's take a look. Then again, maybe not. I got 4 to pick from. You know what? We'll go hit Knucklehead. He's doing some Next Fest demos. And I did see some demos in Next Fest that I'm interested in. So, all right, chat. I'll catch y'all tomorrow night. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the 12 likes. And again, 13 likes. And I will catch y'all on the next one.